Hi everyone, this is Haotian Zhu. Today I will talk about the company Haier. It's a great honor for me to have an in-depth research and study of Haier Group because it's a famous international home appliance enterprises originated in China. For example, there are many strategic arrangements and excellent management models. Therefore, I'd like to share with you guys that I have learned about Haier. I've divided this presentation into three parts. Firstly, I mainly introduce the basic information and some strategic measures. Next, I will analyze the potential problems. And finally, I'd like to share some of my recommendations to these problems. Okay, let's move on to the next slides. Um, the predecessor of Haier Group is Qingdao Refrigerator Factory. It has grown from a small business on the verge of bankruptcy to a global enterprise. During this period, the company has gone through five strategic stages, which are famous brand strategy, diversified strategy, international famous brand strategy, and the network strategy. Along the way, Haier Group has been questioned and verified a lot, but it has not stopped the pace of innovation. According to Bradshaw and Hammer stated that if a company does not innovate in the way it manages and organizes itself, its innovation glory elsewhere may be uh, diminished. Therefore, in the high competition environment in the business field, enterprises should always maintain the spirit of innovation. Okay, let's move on to the next slide. Um, in this slide, I mainly share some famous cases of Haier Group. Firstly, in the process of Haier Group's implementation of the brand strategy, Zhang Ruimi, the factory director, found some defects in 76 refrigerator during a surprise inspection of the warehouse. So he ordered employees to destroy refrigerators. During that time, refrigerators' price was extremely expensive, which is about 3 months' wages for a worker. Someone suggested selling the refrigerators to employees at a lower price. However, Mr. Zhang Yuanmin firmly disagreed and waved the hammer to destroy refrigerators directly. By doing this, he hopes employees will understand the importance of product quality. The second case is the activating stoned fish, which means Haier Group acquired a company that were facing bankruptcy because of mismanagement. In this way, it successfully and quickly moved into other areas of business, and the case has been included in Harvard Business School case bank. So, in addition to these famous cases, Hair's management model is also very famous and has been explored and studied by many scholars. The first is Hair's famous OEC management mode, which is overall area control and clear. That is, today's work must be completed today, and today's work must be better than yesterday. OEC management mode has created a huge economic and social benefits for Haier Group. Later, Haier's CEO proposed and named a new business model named 人单合一. Zhang Yumin was very earlier aware of the impact of the internet on the world economy and corporate structure. Then he began to promote it in 2005. 人单合一 means that each employee should directly face users, create user value, and realize their own value sharing in creating value for users. This management model has been used to this day. Despite its annual innovation, it still has some shortcomings. Let's move on to the next slide. The, pro- the process of enterprise transformation is very difficult, and the Hire Group also faces various challenges, especially in terms of global business expansion. In the questionnaire survey and the newspaper and report, I also found that Hire was facing many potential problems, such as the low after-sales service quality and staff management contradictions. So I will discuss these issues in more detail in the next few slides. So firstly, there are many methods in the management model of 人难合一 that are not completely compatible with overseas subsidiary. For example, the macro and small business approach to innovation is very different from the macro and small business formed during the implementation of the Russia subsidiary. According to Franny's research, 人难合一 has a low adoption rates in other countries and its applicability in different national environments due to the different economic systems and customers of different countries. 人难合一 is not fully applicable to the actual situation of other countries. Therefore, exploring innovation organization management mode has become an urgent problem to be solved. The second problem is regarding after-sale service. In my previous questionnaire survey, I found that residents were often very dissatisfied with Hire's after-sale service. This kind of after-sale service problem is also common in overseas markets such as India. The quality of the product is not only through the external publicity, but also through the recommendation of friends and family. The number of customers lost in this industry chain cannot be calculated by the number. This phenomenon will cause Hire Group to lose its core competitiveness. In a competitive market, the problem is likely to have knock-on effects. The third problem is contradiction of staff management. Mr. Zhang set a realistic goal for his employees, which is to increase productivity by 1% per day. This has directly led to a significant increase in competition among employees, and the work pressure of employees has also increased. I read the news that several employees were fired after being found by the inspection department for taking a rest in a public place during the mealtime. The research why this happens to them is because of overworkload. Although there are clear rules within the company against taking breaks during work hours, many people still think it's very inhuman and unfair. Lack of rest will not only reduce employees' work efficiency, but also put their health at risk. Once an accident occurs, higher enterprises will face problems far more than this point of working hours. So according to these three problems I described, I have some feasible suggestions from the three aspects, which is localization of development mode, adjustment of after-sale management mode, and combination of employees' work and rest. So let's move on next slide. So firstly, I mentioned earlier that some of Hare's management model are not applicable in other countries or fail to achieve the expected goals of management method. Therefore, I think the management departments need to make some unique changes for different countries, especially to improve the characteristics of a management system according to the local situation and people's different ideas. For example, a network strategy may have a large market in China, but it may not be as effective as the upfront investment in other countries. Therefore, Hair Group can combine online and offline. User order, uh, can place order on the network, and then a terminal merchant nearby for delivery. This approach allows users to get a better shopping experience and reduce the time and cost of logistics. Therefore, here needs to consider the management mode with local characteristics in many aspects. As for after-sales service, I think Hair Group need to attach great importance to this matter. Customer-oriented has always been the core idea of Hair. However, through questionnaire and news reports, it's easy to find that many users are not satisfied with the after-sales service. This negative feedback will directly affect the reputation of Hair Group. Therefore, it needs to strengthen the requirement and controls of the after-sale department. For example, Hair Group need to standards and deal with the process rules and regulations of after-sales service, and develop a reasonable legal system and evaluation method. This can not only improve the reputation of Hair, but also help Hair to have a more stable user group, make its development from a kind of virtuous, circle. Also, I think Hair Group need to conduct regular training and competence competition for its after-sales service personnel. Training can make employees more professional and improve their overall quality. So let's move on. That brings me to the third part. So in my opinion, Hair should cancel the prohibition of lunch break and arrange work tasks reasonably. Hair Group can provide employees with feasible working hours and place. Seems like a go-go company. It provides employees with many different types of environments and flexible working hours. Some workers, like pregnant women, they may prefer to work from home because they can work on their own schedule. Sometimes family choice and work hours conflict, which result in employees not being able to fully focus on their work. Therefore, the combination of work and rest can help the company develop faster, which means that Hair can pay attention to the cultivation of corporate culture, timely provide team building and other activities for employees, and enhance the senses of belonging and achievement of employees. So in conclusion, there are many aspects of Hair Group that are worth in my research and learning, especially its spirit of entrepreneurship and innovation. This is also an excellent international enterprise essential factor. With the development and the process of the society, enterprises are constantly updating and reacting and interacting, which means that there will always be some problems and areas to be improved in the development process of enterprises. In the process of investigation and search, we found some potential problems in higher group. There are some seems trivial. In fact, many affect the interest of the enterprise. Therefore, some reasonable suggestions have been mentioned. So I hope that higher group can pay attention to those potential problems and makes itself bigger and stronger in the future management, future development. Okay, this is my reference list and questionnaires. So if you have any question, I will be glad to answer them. Thanks for your listening. Bye.